Gucci and Fendi. Oppa, oppa, oppa. Girls, they want me. Oppa, oppa, oppa. Baba or Yendi. Oppa, oppa, oppa. I can live I was street to me so. Them back be a man so fanfula. And this is come on can send to my hands and do location. Kiki, keke, kiki, keke, kiki, keke, kiki, keke.
Are you down? Are you there for me? Keep my name out your mouth unless you're praying for me. When the times got tough, I saw the weak and tough. We couldn't even stay in touch.
Now I know you want to end this relationship. You know, it seems like I'm always disappearing. But think about it. How can you really get rid of me? It's no way. But sometimes I just need to breathe. I need space. I need to recoup. I need to regroup. I need to, you know what I'm saying, right? We are on episode 8. And although it all wasn't back-to-back, look, okay, y'all gotta realize it's a lot going on right now. For y'all that don't know, I have relocated for some time. For y'all that do know, I've been in the DMV practically my whole life, okay? And now I have relocated to a different state for a better life, okay? Sometimes you don't want to stay in the same place because you want to change, and that's exactly what I did. Today is just my return day, and we have a lot to get into. So welcome me back on my favorite platform here, okay? And make sure you subscribe, you repost these videos, you come back and listen, because I got some good stuff for y'all, okay? Now, like I said, we will get into living and how things are going for me here on another episode. I am so excited to be talking to you guys again. Y'all don't understand. It's just been so much, and okay, but that's for another day. And I have so much exciting things that are about to happen. Like, God is good. Let me start off by saying that. Before I get into anything, let me tell you one thing. Ever since I decided to get back right with God, I feel like everything has just been falling in place. And one thing about God, he don't forget about his children. No, he don't. It might seem like it's so long and it's taking so much time, but the day you decide to give up just might be the day that he decides to do wonders in your life. Hallelujah. Okay. Okay, so we are going to get into today's topics. It is hot, and like I said, I'm gonna give y'all what y'all need, but it's your choice to take it or leave it, okay? And I only talk from experience. I take advice. You know, I go to my big sisters and brothers and those that will listen to me, and I go and I get advice, okay? And then I learn things on my own as well. And sometimes I just want to share the things that I know, because it's like so much knowledge. Why should I keep it to myself? Because there are some of you guys that are so confused. And I understand, because sometimes I get that way too. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of things here, okay? Making mistakes and picking yourself back up, and trying to pick those people, that man, that woman, that's not going to pull you back. You gotta want to have it, okay? Substance, okay? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into patience and virtue, and those who are blessed and willing to be patient through all the mess, okay? And then surrounding yourself by money. And when I'm talking about money, I'm not just talking about that cash physically, but people with that money mind and money mentality, okay? Then we're gonna get into some, keep forgetting how to pronounce her name. Is it Krishan? Whew. the drama between Krishan and Blueface. Child, when I see domestic violence or toxic relationships and all that stuff, it just really takes me back, and it hurts. Okay, especially to see young, beautiful people tearing each other apart. Okay, because I used to be that person. Okay, and I just feel like the more I get to share my experience and talk about my experience, it just might help you, okay, or your sister or your brother or your friend, or it might not. But either way, just hearing it alone just might help. Okay, so we're gonna get into that, and I'll see if we can get into something else, but for now, let's focus on these 4 key points and see exactly where we can get. Okay, and if y'all hear some cars going by or some wind, I am closer to my window. I'm getting some fresh air, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm looking through this window like, should I just go outside? But no, I'm just going to sit here and we going to talk, okay? So if y'all hear any cars or anything passing by, do not worry, okay? So let's get into it. 9 times out of 10, and let me say this, because there are people that sometimes meet their partners for the first time and end up being together for the long haul, but 9 times out of 10 it does not happen that way. Okay, sometimes you're growing up, you meet people along your way, you make these mistakes, you learn from it, you move on, you make another mistake, you learn from it, you move on. Sometimes it takes a couple of mistakes to get where you need to get, and that's not just in relationships but in life, period. Okay, so when you are moving in life, you know, and you are constantly making these mistakes and learning from it and moving on, you cannot say, okay, I've made these mistakes, I'm going to continue to make these mistakes, because maybe you can't say I'm 18 making these mistakes and now I'm 30 years old, 28 years old, and I want to consistently make these mistakes and try to learn from it. It has to hurt you so bad. Those mistakes have to hurt you so bad. You have to be in pain, okay, sometimes to get through that, okay, to want to find substance in where you want to go next, okay? Sometimes we still lack so much, and nobody is ever perfect, but you get to a certain point in your life or a certain level in your life where you sit down and you think and you're like, well, I don't have it all together, but boy, child, I have come far. And sometimes when you set up your mind that way and you get to a certain point in your life like that, then you know, okay, it might be time to start over, but you gotta want to have it, okay? You gotta want to have it. You gotta have substance. You gotta pull near what you want, because you've already been through the dirt to get where you are now. So how badly do you want it? Are you really going to urge to fight to get it? Or are you going to play around with it and have to make another mistake before you get it? Think about that. It's like in the journey of life, when you do find somebody you want to be with, you cannot pick that same thing that used to hurt you so much. You got to want to sit down and study that thing. You got to want to talk to that thing, whatever it is. You got to want to sit down, think. You got to want to dream about it, okay, before you make an initial move towards that thing. Because you want to make sure that it's right, okay? And sometimes, and I'm a spiritual person, so for me, I leave it in God's hands, and whatever he shows me is what I go with. But not just like that. It'll take time, because God won't show you in a day. Okay, in reality itself, you won't know in a day if this is the right thing. It will take time. But one day you will surely know, instead of having to go back through the trenches to get what you want again. Okay, so let's always remember, I gotta want to have that, I need it, and push through. Because at the end, trust and believe you are going to be the one smiling at the end of the day. And with that being said, it kind of moves right into our next topic, okay? I heard this, I think I was listening to a message on YouTube myself one of these days, because this is what I do. I listen to others speak, sometimes you need that, okay? So I do that, and there was just this one specific word that I heard this one time, and it has stayed not only in my mind but in my heart for the longest, and I just want to share it with you, okay? And it is, blessed is the one who has patience in the time of distress. Sometimes when you're going through so much, especially when you're so young, we tend to lose it. Okay, we tend to really lose our minds, and we start doing things that by the time we realize we've made some terrible mistakes and did things that we didn't want to do. But in times of distress, you don't even know what you're doing sometimes. Okay, but blessed are the ones who have patience. Okay, because in those times, if you really take time and you really just relax and you just breathe in and breathe out and have some patience, things start to follow through naturally. Okay, you get nothing done in panic mode. Nothing. And it's funny because I had to realize that myself. Okay, nothing gets done throwing a tantrum. Nothing gets done arguing. Nothing gets done fighting. Nothing gets done in panic mode. Okay, but once you decide to turn it down, tune it down, and be patient, you start to see that things just start to follow through for you. Okay, that's where the blessing comes from. Okay, because you start to get blessed with all the things that you deserve in that very moment. Okay, can I get an amen in the house now? Because I feel like I'm preaching to somebody. But, like I said, these are all things that I had to learn myself. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't just come to me. I had to pick it up. Sometimes, people will always say, oh, don't follow with the... Sometimes you have to pick certain things from somewhere. Sometimes certain habits are good habits. Not all habits are bad habits, okay? But you just have to know where to pick, okay? And it's all through experience. You don't just do it. It all doesn't happen in one day. It takes time, like I said. So just breathe, woosah, and see exactly where your blessings come from in your time of distress, okay? Now, my favorite part of our whole conversation today, okay, is learning how to surround yourself with money. Because who doesn't? Who doesn't love money? Okay, just don't love it too much to the point where you lose yourself, because sometimes we do. But let me share some quick tips with you here, okay? Because like I said before, I'm not just talking about the physical cash, but individuals with the money mentality and ability, okay? People that walk and talk money. That when you see them, you're like, you know what? That. Okay, specifically that. There are people that walk this face of earth that might not even have a dime in their bank account or their pocket, but their presentation itself, and when they open their mouth, the things they say and the walk that they will walk alone is money. So regardless what they had in their pocket that day, they're gonna eat tomorrow. Okay? Surrounding yourself with intellectual access, individuals with intellectual access and results that are not wasteful. Okay? Anybody can talk, anybody can walk, but is it bringing some money? Are they talking cash? Are they making sense? Are these people that I could see myself with in the long haul? Are these people that I can win with? How do I make it from point A to B? Are these the same kind of individuals that I can make those points with? Where is my access? How do I get access from point A to B to C? Okay? A lot of people, like I said, can talk, but sometimes it could be very wasteful. It could be a waste of time. I'm losing so much by standing here right now, sitting next to you, talking to you. Where am I going to be tomorrow with the words that are coming out of your mouth or the direction that you're deciding to go? I mean, like, surrounding yourself with people that you know that when their goals become a success, that it won't just rain, but it will pour success. Do you know what I'm saying? That let me state that again, that when their goals become a success, you know that it won't just rain, but it will pour success. That's what you want. That's what you need. Because in this life, if you do it alone, like they say, you might go far. You might just go far, but surrounding yourself with great people that can help you get to the top might just take you a bit further. And that's where you're trying to go, further. Never forget that there is purpose out here. There is greatness out here. Sometimes you just gotta search for it. Look at something that you see or you think that you want. You come back into your room, your house, wherever, your place of peace, and you ponder on it. You talk to yourself, whatever you want to do, and you move on that purpose. You move on that greatness. Okay? Because like I said, nobody on this earth is perfect, and nobody woke up with that intellectual and money mind, okay, or that money walk, or that money talk. It took time. It was a process, a learning process. You want somebody to see you and be like, you know what? That's exactly how I thought or think about myself in just a couple of years, in just a couple of months. This is how I want to be seen. You gotta want to have people that want to look up to you. Yeah, people say, oh, I don't, even if you don't want people to physically look up to you, you gotta want to have it in your mind, because that's what's going to get you to that table. That's how you gonna eat. And with that being said, on that note, with this quote, with this message, I say, surround yourself with money an intellectual mind and access that will bring you good resources and not waste. And when I talk about money, I'm not just talking about that physical cash. I'm talking about that money, mind, and ability. Krishan Rock and Blueface, child.
The one I'll pick a bullet for is the one trying to shoot me. Said they got me, but they hate me.
It is so much that I've seen, and I think I've kind of watched them from the beginning kind of up to now, and it's crazy that when you're going through, because this is extremely out of experience, it's hard for the people that are going through that toxic relationship or that toxic behavior to know that that's exactly what they're going through. So sometimes when you try to tell them about themselves, no matter who you are, that's why they don't hear you. We don't see it. Until something really gets out of hand, we don't know that we're going through pain. We don't know that we're embarrassing ourselves. We don't know that there's better out there for us. And as painful as it is that, you have to go through that one terrible thing, it's reality, okay? Let's put that missing tooth aside, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, she lost that tooth because of that man. Look, everybody has so much to say about that relationship, including myself, because it's very crazy. But what can you do? You have to get to that point where you gotta want to leave. You gotta want to walk away. If not, it keeps on going. And hopefully one day they both realize that this is just not what they need. Krishan is very talented in herself, and who knows? Who's to say what can happen years from now? Because there were days when I would wake up in the morning and I would say to myself, what's today gonna bring? Or I'll say to myself, you know what? They don't know what we got. They don't know what we got going on. They don't know how much we love each other. They don't know. They don't know anything. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. And sometimes it's not about you, the person. It's two individuals that are just not made to be. And we tend to forget. We just tend to think that, we're just going through what we're going through, but we love each other. But sometimes when you're not a match made, no matter what you do in this life, it just does not work. And you just have to figure it out elsewhere. Nothing is perfect. Nobody's perfect. No relationship, no friendship is perfect. But when it gets toxic, because that word toxic, it even hurts my soul saying it. Because it's so bad for someone that's even gone through it or going through it. So all we can do is honestly just say a word of a prayer for the both of them, okay? Say a word of prayer for Krishan and Blueface, because trust me, they are both going through it no matter what. Everybody wants to blame the guy, then they want to blame the girl, but honestly, it's the both of them being blind and just not noticing what's going on around them, and they just haven't gotten to that point where they feel like they want to let each other go. But on that note, I just want to thank everyone so much for continuing to support me. There have been so many messages that I've gotten, just so much positivity. And like I said, you guys are the reason why I continue to want to do this. And I'm not going anywhere, okay? Like I said, I might take a little break, because we all have individual lives out of all the other things that we decide to do. But I'm not going anywhere, and I'm here to stay. And I will see you guys on my next episode, which will be episode 9. Continue to stay tuned, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. But don't just come and listen and go. Okay, because yes, I know my haters are on here just trying to, but I know I do got some loved ones over here, okay? Push me. You gotta want me to succeed. You gotta want me to come and talk to y'all and share the things that I know with y'all, right? Right, okay. All right, y'all. Until next time.